So this week has been a celebratory week for me. I finished grad school on Friday. So yesterday I finished grad school. So it was 3 years. Yeah. So the spring semester of my second year, I had my son. And I had him towards the end of spring semester. So it wasn't like as bad, but yeah, it was crazy this last year because this last year I had to do internship hours, 600 hours spread out throughout the year. And I did that. It was very tiring. I did it at work on my breaks, which some days was not easy. And it was hard because, we moved. I was learning a new environment at work. I had my internship hours and I had my son. So it was a lot. So, I'm not going to lie. There were times I really wanted to quit because I'm just like, I just want to take a break. But in grad school, how it works is that when you take a semester off, you essentially put yourself a year behind because it goes on a certain pacing timeline. So you have to take certain classes in certain semesters. And if, let's say, I took off, let's say, summer, I wouldn't be able to take summer class. I wouldn't be able to take those classes until the following summer. So it'd put me a year behind. But I did think about it a couple times. I'm like, this is a lot. I'm having a hard time juggling. But I got through it, and I now have my master's and my specialist degree. Crazy enough, my mom was like, Thursday night, she's like, oh, tomorrow's your graduation, congrats. And I'm like, yeah. She goes, so how long does it take to get a doctorate? I'm like, it takes 3 to 5 years, Mom, for me to get a doctorate. I was like, I'm not doing that. Because now when I first started the program, I did think about doing it. I did. Because apparently there is a lot of jobs out there, because the job that I'm going to be doing eventually is that it's expanding, but there's not enough people with PhDs to teach it on the academic level at some universities. And certain universities throughout our country will not allow a person with a master's degree to be an adjunct professor. So if I wanted to go that route to teach at a university, let's say, I don't know, Florida State or FSU or UF, I would have to have a PhD. And because the programs are expanding, they need people to have PhDs in that specific area. So at the time when I first started the program, I did think about it, but then I had my son, and it was like, I feel like I've already missed a lot of things already, because I did have class once a week, from 6:30 to 8:30. So that kind of interrupted our little bedtime routine, our bath time, things like that. And it's like, if I did a PhD program, it would be constant. I'd be present, but I wouldn't be present. Because I'd be doing research all the time. I'd be writing all the time. And it's just I don't think that's worth it to me to miss out on basically his milestones in his life. So, though I might change my mind when he gets, older, maybe 11 or 12, I might consider it. Because, at that point he's got friends to hang out with and things like that. But right now, it's just not the time. Not only that, it costs money. And yeah, I think on that one, I'd probably want to pay cash. And that's a lot of cash to try to figure out. So yeah, I'm thinking that the PhD is we're just going to stop here. Yeah. We're just going to stop here. We're good. Because essentially my goal is to get into mental essentially my goal is to get into mental health counseling and do telehealth. And I could do that with what I've already done. Like, I could already do that. So it's like, you know, what's the point of a PhD when I can already do what initially I want to do, which is mental health counseling. So, yep. But I graduated yesterday after 3 long years, juggling a baby, working full-time, juggling internship while working, you know, and of course doing full-time hours, because some semesters accredited hours came out to full-time hours. So that was a lot, but I'm glad it's over. I don't have to look at another discussion board again. I'm so happy about that. Yeah, the group projects didn't bother me, but the discussion boards were like, I avoided those things like the plague until the last minute. I hated those things. But all that's over now, and I'm graduated, and I am done, and I'm so happy. So yeah, that was my week this week, was just celebrating this 3-year thing I've been working on, and it's over. So, yay. And I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I hope you're celebrating something great too.